Hey guys, welcome back. The third and final game between Golden Sun, that's February Stars, and Hclat. If you guys are here, you've already seen the first two games. I'm not going to summarize them. We're just going to get straight into the action and see who wins the set. It's been a good set so far. February Stars, Golden Sun on the bottom again, and he's got a Metagross lead against a Weezing lead for Hclat on the top. Immediate Will-O-Wisp finds the natural cure Pokemon Blissey. He does not have the balls to go Will-O-Wisp again. It would have been cool to burn the Swampert, but he goes Thief with Weezing, very unusual, and steals the Swampert's leftovers, significantly hurting its bulk. Celebi now, Leech Seeding on T-Tar, has to be careful of HP Bug if it stays in, and Pursuit should it switch out, and it does, and so does the T-Tar. We have Weezing that has already been confirmed to no Will-O-Wisp against the Metagross here. Does go for the obvious Will-O-Wisp, but he finds Blissey instead. That seems like a logical target. Being a natural cure poke who also doesn't care about having her attack reduced by the burn. Thunder Wave there. Going to connect with Celebi. That is also, of course, a natural cure poke. Hclat has only revealed the two pokes so far. And again, back to meta. Celebi switches as well, so we're back to our lead matchup for the third time. Weezing always threatening with that Will-O-Wisp, but the thing is, Hclat has not been capitalizing on the obvious Blissey switch. She's come in every single time to this Weezing, and what I would have liked to have seen at any point is Hclat anticipating that switch and going to a Metagross, a Choice Band T-Tar, a Snorlax, whatever he has in the back to take advantage of the fact that it's so obvious that Blissey's going to come in. Celebi goes Recover here, and Blissey forcing the issue with Ice Beams. Hclat has not found an opportunity he's happy with to try to get a Leech Seed off. He goes Recover again, and Blissey still pushing the issue. No crits or freezes here, but Celebi not comfortable going Leech Seed. Recover again, and yeah, February Stars is not relenting with this assault. He is just flinging those Ice Beams over. Another Recover, and another Ice Beam, begging at some point for a crit or a freeze, and indeed, there is a freeze. Natural Cure says it goes away. Hclat has his own Blissey, but the tempo is going to belong to Golden Sun on the bottom, who's got the Metagross staring it down. Here's Weezing. Takes a ton from that Meteor Mash. That's either an offensive Weezing or a choice-banded Metagross or both. There's Mash, and Hclat must have known going to Magneton here. He must have either calced it or just already known that that is definitely a Choice Band Metagross, who is therefore stuck on Meteor Mash. Therefore, he's safe going to Mag. He gets a Para here to save significant damage on his Magneton. That's going to take out the meta, and that is the first knockout of Game 3. It goes Hclat's way. Mence here that we saw was gaining lefties has Brick Break, so it looks like Mixed Mence, which has been a very popular poke in this tour. And it's a Mixed Mence with Rock Slide, it looks like, or a weird Dragon Dancer that has both Rock Slide and Brick Break, but I think it's probably mixed. And Blissey got a bad flinch there, so a little bit of hacks back after Hclat got good hacks with his Magneton. He gets bad hacks with the Rock Slide, so it kind of all evens out there. Claydol against Mence now. Hidden Power, critical hit. There's some BS, and wow, Hclat says he went for Explosion that turn. That is a serious and relevant piece of hacks, unfortunately. Hidden Power and Rock Slide, respectively. Dugtrio is going to stick around just barely, but it'll be enough to force out the Salamence. Swampert comes down. Rock Slide misses, but it really doesn't matter in this case. Hclat sneaks in the Weezing on a Toxic, has a Pain Split opportunity here if he has that, but he uses the opportunity instead to double switch. Gets Celebi in on the serves. This is going to be a free recover opportunity, and all that February Stars can do is fling a Toxic at it, and it will miss anyway. Now Blissey comes in. That's also going to be a failed prediction for Golden Sun. He's going to go Protect. Toxic, again, the best thing he could do. And now Blissey is going to get a get-out-of-jail-free card here by getting a soft-boiled off. She was very low, and now she is not. Here comes Salamence, and it is a soft-boiled. So we have seen HP Grass, Brick Break, and Rock Slide from this weird hybrid Mixed Mence that both February Stars and Fear have been using in this tournament, with Rock Slide over, presumably, Dragon Claw. Blissey comes in, and yes, we now know that's the set because we've seen the last move, Fire Blast, which Blissey is going to avoid. Starmie is the last poke from February Stars. That is the final poke to be revealed in this game. Full teams known for both players in this 5-5 situation. Starmie out of the way. Bliss on Bliss action. S-Toss here. It's going to be a free soft boil turn for Golden Sun. I don't know if Hclat really has something to take advantage of that, but Celebi is what he's going to opt for. Looking at Golden Sun's team, I'm wondering how he wins. He doesn't have spikes. He doesn't have sweepers. He has very reactive Pokemon. Blissey, defensive Celebi, Claydol. I'm wondering how Hclat wins. I could see how he could not lose. He has great defensive tools, but I'm not sure how he wins. But I guess we will see how that plays out in a moment. Blissey here against the opposing Blissey. I could see how February Stars can win. He could set up his Tar. He could do damage over time with the Salamence. If the Swampert has Focus Punch, he could catch some stuff with that. Or he could freeze something with Ice Beam. He had a meta. It's gone now. But, I mean, I could see the path to victory for Golden Sun. I don't see it so much for Hclat. Starmie does get hit with a T-Wave here. Celebi comes in. Staring down Bliss. What do we know here? Thunder Wave, Ice Beam, Soft Boiled. Last move, probably just S-Toss, but could be like Fire Blast or Thunderbolt or something along those lines. T-Wave there is going to connect. The Celebi is at +1. Last move is revealed to be S-Toss here. Full Para kicks in. So, Leech Seed, Recover, Calm Mind. The presence of the Dugtrio, specifically to remove T-Tar, probably means to me that the Celebi's last move is Psychic. I mean, HP Grass also nails T-Tower, but like the thing with that is the Jirachi or the Metagross that the Dugtrio is also good against. They don't care whether it's HP Grass or whether it's Psychic. They resist both. So the primary thing is to get rid of T-Tar so you're not completely blanked if your last move is Psychic, which is more powerful, of course, than HP Grass, and it also makes you way better against things like Zapdos, against things like Gengar, against things like Snorlax. So my guess is that the final move on that Celebi is Psychic, and that is a very old set. The bulky, presumably bold, Calm Mind, Leech Seed, Psychic, Recover Celebi. That's a set that I used to use, I used to like a lot in like 2012-ish. It was really good back then, but I think that set is pretty dated by today's standards. Having Psychic as your only attacking move in today's metagame is a hard sell. I mean, between the presence of T-Tar, Metagross, Jirachi, Skarmory everywhere, you get revenge killed by Dugtrio sometimes, depending on your HP. Blissey doesn't beat you per se because you have Leech Seed, but she's annoying to you. I think the set is just outdated. Granted, the more that I look at it, it's like Hclat's team is actually constructed around the Celebi. The same way that in some of the play-ins, we saw players using just completely all-in on Snorlax kind of teams. I think this might be the opposite. I think this might be completely all-in on Celebi, which, I mean, I have the same criticism. I think I don't know, I guess I like this Celebi comparable to how much I like Curslax in the current meta. But the point is, overall, I don't like teams that are all in on one win condition, whatever that win condition may be. Whether it's Curslax, whether it's Celebi, I just don't like putting all my eggs in one basket. Can it work? Sure. Have I seen it work? Yes. But I think it has a lot of risk and a lot of problems and a lot of bad matchups. I think Dugtrio just like ruins your entire life if you are going all in on Celebi. And likewise, I think Lax has a lot of problems too. I think he's one surprise boom or boom plus Dougie combo or whatever away from just your team can't win anymore. So I really don't like these all in on X win condition kind of teams that have been popular recently. But nevertheless, that's what Hclat decided to go with. It looks to me, the more I re-examine it, that his team is basically all in on Celebi. Dugtrio's trying to remove Tar. Magneton's trying to remove Skarm. You get rid of those counters, and you let the Celebi do its thing. Whether it'll work or not, I don't know. Celebi does have potential to be dangerous here, but February Stars, as I've been talking and not calling the game, and that's partially on purpose because nothing too exciting has happened. There haven't been any knockouts or anything. But February Stars has largely been playing in such a way where he's not giving the Celebi free opportunities to set up. It did at one point get up to +3, but by and large, February Stars is playing proactively and making it so the Celebi can't just sit in. He's ice beaming it when he can. He's making sure Thunder Wave gets on it, and he's trying to minimize the opportunities for the Celebi to set up. Since the Celebi really is pretty much the only win condition, let me just check on the PP here. So he's got plenty all the way around. 11 Leech Seeds. There's a Boom, by the way, but it's actually going to come up short on killing the Pert. That's weak, but the Dugtrio will finish it. So we're going to have a 4-4 in a moment. But anyway, the Celebi, who is currently at 35%, who is basically the only win condition for Hclat, he has 11 Leech Seeds, 22 Recovers, 28 Calm Minds, 14 Psychics. Plenty of PP all the way around. Brick Break got to kill Magneton here. This game getting closer to an actual resolution now. We've got ourselves a 3-4 situation. Blissey on Salamence now. Blissey on Blissey now. There's T-Wave. Yeah, I mean, I was going to say now his only chance to win is to set up a Celebi, but it really looks like that was his only chance to win to begin with. That really is the only win condition on the team, so that's what Hclat's got to have to do. He's going to have to find the opportunity one way or another, whether it's a double switch or paralysis or whatever he's going to do to get that Celebi in and try to set it up. The first thing he's going to have to do is get the Celebi to recover. Maybe that just needs to happen one time. The Celebi gets in, uses recover, gets right back out, and then you try to set up next time. But step one is to get Celebi better than 35%. And then from February Star's point of view, T-Tower actually hasn't shown a single move, nor has he shown his item. So we don't know what the T-Tower wants to do. He could be DD Lum, he could be Choice Band. We actually don't know anything about the T-Tower other than it doesn't have lefties. The Blissey is just a standard Cleric Bliss, so I guess it doesn't have Aromatherapy, but just the old T-Wave, Ice Beam, Soft Boiled, S-Toss Bliss, nothing too fancy there, an old set. Starmie has only shown Recover, but I don't think Offensive Star is a big deal, nor do I think a Spinner is a big deal in this situation. So the Starmie is probably the least relevant poke. It doesn't have 0 value, but all things considered, it's probably the least important poke given the situation. And then the Salamence, we know the full set. Brick Break, Rock Slide, HP Grass, Fire Blast, plenty of PP on all those moves. However, has only 36% left to work with. Celebi does get in on Bliss here, and he does go Recover, but you know that February Stars is not going to let him set up for free. He goes immediate T-Wave, and if Celebi tries to stay in here, Ice Beams are coming. I think Hclat makes the correct decision to get out of the way, and we end up with Bliss on Bliss. So step one of the mission has been accomplished. Celebi does manage to get back to much healthier 85%. Now the question is, can he find opportunities to set up? He doesn't try it there, staring down the Starmie. He's afraid of a possible Ice Beam there. I, being the greedy man that I am, would have tried it. But we've only seen Recover on the Starmie, so it's really hard to know exactly what kind of Starmie it is. Like I said, I would have tried it. If he has Ice Beam, he has Ice Beam. Shit sucks, but you need to find opportunities if you're Hclat to get that Celebi set up. There's no other way out of this. I mean, what Hclat can do is he can try to set up a situation where Dugtrio sneaks in on the Bliss or the Star if it gets low enough, and then just kill one of those and go from there, or the T-Tower, possibly. So yeah, sneaking in the Dugtrio at a good time could definitely help, but overall your win condition is the Celebi. And yeah, Hclat is being really stingy about trying to set that up. He had +1 there, and he got out of the way. Despite having Ice Beam, Golden Sun is being a little bit reserved with him. He only has 5 PP left, so he wants to be very careful about when he starts beaming. Man, Hclat is really not making plays to try to win. I get not trying to sneak in the Dugtrio. It's hard right now because Bliss is at 100%, and so is Starmie. So you would need either a crit or you'd need to weaken them first, and there's great risk in bringing in the Dugtrio because at 4%, which is what it's at, it would just die to any attack. So that much I get, but I don't get why Hclat isn't trying to set up the Celebi and force something. Like right here, you at least like Leech Seed something, right? Why wouldn't you? What do you have to lose here? He goes Recover instead. The problem from Hclat's point of view is that even if he got the Celebi at hypothetical +6, which should never happen, but even if he did, it's completely walled by the T-Tar. So this is kind of a two-step program for Hclat. He needs to kill the T-Tar first, and then he needs to try to set up and sweep with the Celebi. That is his path to victory. What he's not doing is boosting the Celebi enough to make it a necessity that the T-Tar comes in, and then you get the Dugtrio in on the turn the T-Tar comes in and kills it. But Hclat is not forcing that. He's just not being aggressive enough with the Celebi. He's just, he gets it up to a boost or two, and then he chickens out and gets out of the way. I don't think that's the way to do it. I think he has to force the action. You keep boosting and boosting. You get that Celebi up to +3, +4, whatever. You make make Golden Sun have to respond with the T-Tar, and then you've got to catch him with the Dugtrio and kill him, and then the Celebi could probably win from there. But that's never going to happen if you don't make Golden Sun bring the T-Tar in. Here it is. Dougie? No! It's a Paralyzed Bliss, but getting a T-Wave off there, or an Ice Beam Freeze, or sneaking the Dugtrio in, there are a lot of good things that could have happened there. Lumberry is popped, so presumably it's DD Lum. Wow, he pulls it back there. I'm really surprised he didn't stay in and go for Rock Slide again. I don't understand. It's like a no-lose play. What could happen there? Very, very conservative by Golden Sun. I would have taken that all day, but he sees it differently. I'm really surprised. I definitely would have Rock Slid there. Wow. Very, very surprised by that decision from Golden Sun. I think that would have put him in a great spot. Even if the Bliss had fought through its para and soft-boiled, you just get another shot at it. And if the Bliss had done something other than soft-boiled, it's dead. And if you get a crit or a full para or a flinch, it's dead. I definitely would have attacked again there. I think that is a missed opportunity for Golden Sun. But now the back and forth switching begins. Blissey and Celebi now. Blissey on Blissey now. Celebi's still plenty of PP to try to set this up down the road. Blissey healthy. Dugtrio still chilling at 4%. At this point, the Mence is paralyzed, so it's obviously much less of a threat like that. Starmie has shown Recover Surf. And Blissey, plenty of PP. And T-Tar, it showed Lum, so I mean, you've got to think between Rock Slide Lum, it's got to just be a DD Lum Tar based on what we've seen. And there's a lot of switching going on here. Neither player attempting to push the action. Hclat offers, do you want a draw? Golden Sun says, I think both of our optimal plays are just to switch. Hclat says yes. Hclat offers a tie. February Stars accepts. And this game, is going to end in a draw. There is a lot to talk about here. I almost could make a whole video on the matter, but I'm not going to. But yeah, I mean, we did a whole Pokemon talk about whether or not weird concessions or intentional draws and things of that nature should be allowed in tournament play. It really is such a case-by-case basis. In this instance, I don't know that this game needed to be a draw. I think both players had passed to victory that they did not take. I think Hclat could have forced the action with the Celebi more. I think that Golden Sun flat out missed an opportunity with his T-Tar. There's a lot of things that could have happened here, and I think if they had to play this out another 100 turns, unless they were both dead set on I'm just going to switch, this game could have concluded properly. But they agreed to a draw, which is an awkward situation. Let me tell you, this did create controversy in the chat. I'm going to tell you guys exactly how this situation was handled in the next video. Stay tuned.